All right, episode 9 of season 3, Nisei?
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 I don't know.
You say? Nisei?
Nisei?
Okay. You say Nisei, I say Nisei.
There
All
you
right?
go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so Mulder buys a tape for $29.95 plus shipping for an alien autopsy. And Scully remarks that this is even hokier than the one that they put on the Fox network. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, since this was a Fox show.
Yep.
They let him rib their own company there, and also his name is Fox.
Fox Mulder.
Yeah, so they are investigating this thing, and then there's a scene where we watched this 2 weeks ago, but
Unfortunately.
yeah, they go into the precinct, and for some reason, this is the smokiest ass precinct. I don't know if they're still smoking in those at that point. They probably are, huh?
Probably.
Yeah. It's funny that I brought this up in the last episode, but I wrote it down here as well. Scully always has to ask Mulder what he's doing.
Yep. Always.
This is ridiculous. We talk about it plenty in the last episode.
Communicator.
He's a bad communicator. You know who's not? The lone gunmen who
That's true.
appear here. I feel like we get them every 5 episodes.
Maybe.
You get them 4 or 5 times a season.
Yeah. You get them just a handful of times.
I like them. I always enjoy seeing them.
Seeing them.
Yeah. So Scully goes to, follow up a lead, meets this chick. She's asking for somebody, and they're like, she is one. And she's like, what the hell? And then another woman comes up and is like, she is one. And it gets super weird with them. And then they call people up, call Scully, and invite her into the house. And it's funny, they call somebody, and then they start arriving.
Yeah, within a minute.
Not even.
Seconds.
20 seconds.
They're already there. They're just in the neighborhood. That's all. They live right next door.
They're ready for this call.
They were ready.
But there's what?
There's a lot.
25 chicks there.
I don't know, but there's a good amount of women there for sure.
A gaggle.
There's
Yeah.
sure a gaggle.
And Scully is very shut off to this. She does not want to talk about it.
She is in shock because they start asking her questions about if she remembers the White Room and all kinds of stuff that she's they would have no. Well, I'm sure she's they would be able to say something similar, but the things that the women say to her trigger memories in her. So I think that she's kind of in shock that that's happening. And they also have implants.
Yeah.
Like hers.
Yeah.
And then they tell her that one of their friends is dying of some type of cancer. And they're like, this is what's going to happen to all of us.
Yeah.
We're all going to die of cancer because of these implants.
Do you think that it's because they removed them? And if they put them back in,
that's what
that
you
would
were
fix
saying.
Them? Because she has some kind of degenerative neurological issue.
Yeah.
And I'm it tells me that if we put it back in that chick, she might start functioning again.
Maybe. They are tiny little computer chips that are supposedly the only thing that is said that's similar to them are the Neuralink type things, that they've been designing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what they say, either in this episode or the episode when she gets it removed.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, if they had it in, perhaps they wouldn't have problems. It's
And
totally possible.
I didn't really understand. I think it's not until the next episode, but she's getting it analyzed.
Oh, is that in the next episode?
It might be this one.
This is a 2-part episode.
But I think it's in the next one, but she has that analyzed. And it's some supercomputer chip.
Yeah.
That's it can control people's minds.
Yeah, that's what
ultimately.
I was saying. Yeah, it's the Neuralink
Yeah, but Neuralink doesn't control your mind. It fixes
Well,
like brain ailments. It's
whatever.
supposed
It's
to.
gonna be used for mind control.
It's supposed to be able to copy your consciousness, though.
Yeah.
And that consciousness would think it was you, so they could upload your consciousness at the time in which they copy it, which would be right now with all of your memories and all of your thoughts right now, and that computer would be like indistinguishable from you because it would think it was you.
That's freaky as heck.
Which is crazy, but it's supposed to cure like epilepsy and like blindness and deafness and like all these different dementia is one of the big ones,
Well, sure.
Alzheimer's and all of that. It's supposed to like connect your brain to all of the the degenerative fucking problems with your paths.
Your neural pathways.
Yeah, your neural pathways. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's an inevitability for the future. People are definitely going to fear that kind of shit. But you know who's not going to fear it? Rich ass people who are going to be like, I can live forever. And once that train
Even though that's
starts,
like not really living forever.
No, because you die, your copy goes on.
Yeah.
Unless they can figure out a way to, like
take it out of your body.
Yeah, somehow, like you.
If
but
it's in your body.
But even that, like, you couldn't convince the one that was taken out of your body that it wasn't you.
I know that's what's so weird about
you
that.
You couldn't really find out if what you did is just a copy or the actual consciousness of another human, right?
Yeah, they could just lie to the copy and be like, no, you're the real one.
You're the real one. But you yourself die.
Yeah.
And then a copy of you goes on.
Yeah.
And then that copy, I don't know. I don't know how that would work from there. Could that copy then live on, or would that then be copied? I don't know. I don't know how any of that shit works. It's too much for my brain to handle, and we're moving on. And we see an alien-looking thing put on a train. And so Mulder, of course, has to track this thing on. Mulder is called by Scully, who's working with Mr. X. And she's like, Mulder, do not get on that train. Does he listen?
No, he doesn't. He gets on the train.
Of course he does.
I like this train, like, chasing sequence.
Well, he just jumps on the train.
Yeah.
And that's it for this episode.
It's very exciting, though.
I mean, I might as well just talk about episode 10, 731.
Yeah,
Let's just keep it going since it's a two-parter. This one does not have the typical, opening title thing that it always has. This one says, Apology is Policy.
Yeah.
Not The Truth is Out There, like typical. Mm-hmm. And, so...
Yeah, I always love when the title card is different.
Yeah.
Because you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's
it feels like a big episode.
Yeah.
When they're different. I kind of wish every episode had a different one.
It would be cool.
Kind of like, the opening of like The Bad Batch or something. Or Clone Wars. I like that. I like that each one starts with a different like text to kind of give you an idea of what to expect.
Yeah. I do too.
Wasn't it Ozark did that where they did like little pictures?
Oh yeah.
Around and kind of gave you clues to what was going to happen in the
you're
episode.
Right. Feels like so long since we've watched Ozark. But yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So we get this opening is brutal. We get this like leper who is like following. It felt kind of similar to long time from Last of Us season 1 episode 3, where Bill is locked down in the basement. And the government comes in and takes all of the people and takes them to like a mass grave and guns them down. We don't actually see that. We just see the aftermath. But in this, we do, as the leper follows out the other test subjects.
Yeah.
And they just have a mass grave dug.
Yep.
And they just turn them around and just gun them down
so
into
horrible.
it. And we already got this, like basically earlier on.
Yeah.
At the beginning where we see them gassed inside a train car.
Episodes, yeah. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's messed up. It's really messed up.
Super, super terrible. Just like our experiments are no longer useful to us.
Yeah, time to just destroy the evidence.
Awful. It's, oh my God, I can't. It's awful. So Mulder, he has to put some trust in this conductor. My kids were very suspicious.
Yes.
They found him very sus, but they find everyone sus. In fact, they don't even trust Mulder.
It's true.
Or even Scully sometimes. They're just like, I don't trust him. And I'm like, still?
I think they trust Scully now.
Do they?
After
They're becoming
episodes.
Mulder haters.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the future.
We will.
But, yeah, I mean, the train conductor is...
He's
kind of suspicious, a little. But he is an ally.
Yeah. Mulder gives him a gun with no bullets. He makes sure that he knows that he doesn't have any bullets. And he's like, you need to help me track this guy down. If you, if you see him, push him my way.
This, like, NSA, quote-unquote, agent.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Who's, like, been the hitman killing all these people throughout.
And Mulder does find him in a train car.
Yeah.
And the train car, this guy's like, it's a bomb. There's a bomb on this train. Like, you can't open it. Like, it's going to detonate the bomb.
Mission impossible.
And it's kind of funny because Mulder's like, I'm going to do it. Like, he's just like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm literally going to do it right now. And then, like, we spend most of the episode with, him talking to Scully and kind of going back and forth where she's like, eventually she looks at his tape and sees the code that's put in, which also I don't think we mentioned, but that scientist that she sees on there, she recognizes him even though that tape is supposed to be from like
old
the 50s or something. Or maybe the tape isn't from the 50s, but the scientist is like supposedly from a long time ago. And she's like, nope, I recognize him because she has a memory of him in the White Room.
Yeah.
And it is the guy on the tape.
White Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she, like, sees what numbers he puts into the pad and tells Mulder, and, like, right as he puts it in and it turns green to let him out, the NSA agent guy
clocks him over the head.
And
good old Mr. X is there to save the day.
Yeah, and he, like, looks at the poor person that's in the alien person.
Oh, I know.
Because I feel like it's still not clear that
he's a weapon that they created to sustain, like, nuclear attacks.
Yeah.
That he could survive the radiation. He's like a soldier that could go in and withstand the weapons that they're using on people and eliminate the rest of the threats.
Mr. X ultimately decides to let him blow up.
Sure does.
So.
And runs Mulder out of there on his back.
Yeah, apology is policy.
Yeah. And Scully's the one who locates the death camps that are leper colonies. The fact that, like, they're doing this, I think it's just because they have information that can't get out. So it's just like, yeah, we could cure this, right? Like, leprosy was something that
it's curable.
We can cure now.
And treatable.
We couldn't for many years, and we literally would create colonies where people would just go to, like, fall apart.
Horrible.
But now, we have treatments that are like antibiotic treatments for like months, and then just clears up. But the damage that's done is permanent, so you got to catch it early.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yeah, she has to, and these guys all end up dying anyway.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because she's like trying to help them, but there really isn't any help for these people at this point. I mean, the only thing that they can do is like expose the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's why they ultimately go. The government decides to go kill them.
Sure.
Yeah.
They don't want them to, cough up the deets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, as soon as a piano wire is wrapped around your neck and it's pulled tight, you're pretty much done for. So Mulder being able to get himself out of that. You know, Scully comes to the conclusion by Mr. X. Of course, she always like wants to buy into these things because she doesn't want to believe them. But she's like, alien abductions aren't real. They've never happened. It's all a big, you know, smoke screen for a cover up for a cover up. Like, you're just falling for it. And it's like, Scully, I know you want to believe. I know you want to believe that it's just the government. So, yeah, of course, she buys into that lie. Because we know. We've seen enough of this now. Even the movie gets into, like, legit alien abduction.
Yeah.
So, she's wrong. And they know she's wrong. But she always falls for it. Every time.
Yeah.
The fallen angel episode when she comes in and it's like, that's highly classified information. He's like, a highly classified lie.
Yeah.
I'm with Mulder 100% on this stuff. Scully, you are
for
gullible.
Sure, she is.
Yeah. And so, you know, she thinks she has her answers, which goes towards her peace of mind. Because, as we see, she doesn't want to believe. It's funny. I mean, Mulder's is I want to believe, and Scully's is I don't want to believe.
Yeah.
Right? She should have that poster up on her side.
So that they, like, have warring posters.
You know, does Scully have a desk?
I don't think so.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Mulder has one?
Mulder has a desk. I don't ever remember seeing Scully at a desk. I'll have to pay attention. But I feel like she's always walking in, and then, like, Mulder's at the desk doing something, and, like, they talk, and then they cut to whatever else. But she's never, like, she works at home. We always see her on her computer at home.
Yeah, true.
But she doesn't seem to have a desk down there. So I don't know if I don't think they share that desk. I'm pretty sure that's just Mulder's desk.
She's just under it?
No. But, yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. She's smoldering for him.
Yeah.
Smolder Mulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's it. Mulder is saved. He finds this genetic hybrid that was built for war. And Scully believes that no alien abductions have ever happened. So,
yeah.
Scully's back to square one. We thought we had her 3 seasons in, and it's like, oh, Scully's finally going to be a believer. She met other people like her, and it's like she can't handle it, she can't deal with it, and then someone's like, it was an alien abduction. She's like, I knew it! Yeah. I knew it! Scully, you're so smart, and you're so dumb.
Yes, she is both.
Yeah. All right. That's that. All right.